Hey guys, so this is a top 10 of my favorite NXT stars and why they're my favorites. So let's start with number 1, La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. Now my introduction to Stephanie Vaquer didn't actually start in NXT actually. No, no. My introduction to Stephanie Vaquer actually started back when AEW was having a Forbidden Door event, and Mercedes Moné was actually facing Stephanie Vaquer at that event, and that was actually my introduction to Vaquer. And as for why she's my favorite, well, she has this mysterious aura about her, but she can also just be a badass. And she's not afraid to punch you in the face either, so yeah, that's my reason why I like Stephanie Vaquer. But let's move on to number 2. Now, number 2 is someone who knows Stephanie Vaquer very well, the beautiful madness Julia. And I know you all are probably gonna gas me for this, but I don't actually watch Stardom too often. And again, feel free to come at me in the chat. Feel free to come at me in the comments. I don't care. But NXT was actually my first introduction to Julia. And actually a fan of her to this day. And reason why I like Julia, same reason as Stephanie Vaquer. Julia has this mysterious aura about her, but when she gets rolling, well, she can kick your ass. And she's not afraid to put someone in their place either. Just ask Kiana James. But yeah, so let's move on to number 3. Well, now you guys probably like to mind me for my favoritism and bias. But of course, number 3, Blake Monroe, the Glamour. Now, much like Stephanie Vaquer, my introduction to Blake Monroe was actually when she was known as Mariah May in AEW. Former Owen Hart Cup winner and former AEW Women's World Champion. Former Women's North American Champion. Now you can see her on Friday Night SmackDown. As for why she's my favorite, if nothing more, that she's a badass, and there's just this feeling about her that just gets me excited. So again, you guys will have to mind my favoritism, but I don't really care. I stand by it. So yeah, so that's my reason for why I like Blake Monroe. Let's move on to number 4. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep it like this because mind the stupid ads. That's where ads really are a right now, number 4 will count as 1, but it also counts for 4, 5, and 6, but it's Toxic Attraction. That's right, before there was Blake Monroe, for me, there was Mandy Rose, along with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Now, nowadays, JC Jane's still in the company, but with Fatal Influence. That's for why I like Toxic Attraction. Well, here's a little backstory, guys. I was actually a fan of Mandy Rose before Toxic Attraction formed, but when Toxic Attraction formed, oh, my favoritism took a whole new level. Yeah, I mean, so Toxic Attraction, that's why I liked them. Same reason why I liked a previous faction like the Riot Squad. They're just so badass, and the way they fight in numbers, just... I'm a sucker for factions with the numbers game. Also, I just really miss Mandy Rose these days, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks so. Yeah, so let's move on to number 7. And now I know this guy's not in the company anymore, but it's still worth a mention. Tommaso Ciampa. Of course, was known as the black card of NXT. As for why I like Ciampa, well, other than the fact that he was always just so easy to hate. Especially in his rivalry with Johnny Gargano. This guy was easy to hate on a weekly basis, and believe me, I was on the bandwagon of those that hated this guy. But at the same time, I couldn't help but appreciate how effective he was in the ring from bell to bell. Whether he was being liked or being booed out of the building. But yeah, so plus also his theme is just also a freaking banger. So you guys can't fault me for that. Let's move on. Well now, here comes someone I know. And here's someone I know that is probably everybody's favorite nowadays. Tiffany Stratton. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. When I first saw her in NXT, I wasn't really too big of a fan of her at first. But as time went on in her run in NXT, she did kind of grow on me a bit. So I am a Tiffany Stratton fan nowadays. As for why I like her, well, same reason as Ciampa. She's just so easy to get you to hate her. Just this arrogant, blonde, rich girl that thinks she knows everything and thinks she's better than everyone. I know I'm not the only one who thinks it's easy to hate her. But at the same time, can't help but appreciate how effective she is. Former NXT Women's Champion, former WWE Women's Champion, Money in the Bank, current Women's United States Champion. Yeah, Tiffany's accomplished a lot. But yeah, so move on to the next one. The war goddess herself, Ember Moon. Now I know she's in, well, AEW and Ring of Honor nowadays. But my introduction to Ember actually started in NXT. And much like Stephanie Vaquera and Julia, Ember Moon has this mysterious aura about her, but she can also kick ass in the ring too. And former NXT Women's Champion as well, so not to mention the current longest reigning Ring of Honor Women's Champion of all time. Even eclipsing Roman Reigns' record, which I didn't even think was possible. But yeah, so move on to the next one. And the last one actually, my personal favorite, Cora Jade. Now I know she's known as Elena Black nowadays, and you could catch her in TNA. But my introduction to Cora Jade actually did start in NXT. And as for why I like Cora Jade, or nowadays Elena Black, well, for starters, she's just really good at playing whichever version of herself that you get. Whether it's a likable face, or even just someone that you just really hate. And believe me, 4 years ago, Cora made me feel that way of hating her. But nowadays, I've grown to like her. And also, who just doesn't like a badass who can also skate? I mean, seriously, her skating persona was, top notch back in the day. But yeah, so that's my top 10 favorite NXT stars. If you guys have any other favorites, if you guys have any favorites of your own, I would love it to hear in the comments. And yeah, so really hope you guys enjoyed this. Later, guys.